If you receive this message, know the following. This is no regular game. Its creativity is pure perfection. Its passion is pure perfection. Its challenge and endless cycle is pure perfection. Our need for good games is long overdue. These pathetic studios seek a new victim. But now, I must save myself and others. Powered by this review. Driven by my love, my desire, I was changed. Now, new salvation comes for all of you. None shall resist me. Seekers of the peak, face this divine game and crumble.
Risk of Rain 2. Have you ever played a game and the moment you actually start it, you can tell that you're about to experience something that's gonna change your life forever? Well, among those games, Risk of Rain 2 is the most recent one for me. And not surprisingly, it's an indie game, which means it's a guaranteed fresh breath of air from the constant, typical mainstream stuff we get. If you ever played a decent roguelite, or roguelike, then I'm sure you know how addicting they can be. But for the uninitiated, what are these types of games? And these two terms do sound similar. Is there a difference? Well, because I'm such a high-effort person, here's a screenshot that I took from a 7-year-old Reddit post. You're welcome. Okay, you done reading? So yeah, Risk of Rain 2 is a third-person roguelike. You can choose to play as a whole different plethora of characters, and you only have one objective: escape the planet. Every run is basically procedurally generated, and the longer you stay on a run, the more the difficulty ramps up. Because unpredictably so, everything is out to kill you. From giant lizards, magma worms, and the twisted personification of your alarm bell. So then, how are we meant to kill these giant behemoths when we only have our dinky little pistol or our tiny bow and arrow? Well, conveniently, the planet you're on has cargo chests. But, oh no, they're locked with cash? Future capitalism ain't no joke, I guess. But wait, it gets even more convenient, because all these creatures drop cash, so you can open all these chests. And to top it all off, these items that you get have the power to literally turn you into a god. Items usually come in 3 different rarities: common, uncommon, and straight to legendary. However, there are other special items you can get, like yellow boss items, blue lunar items, and orange equipment. But for the most part though, the bulk of your white and green items will usually determine whether you have a good run or not. On paper, this gameplay loop of dropping down, getting chests, getting items, killing things, and moving on to the next stage definitely seems a little boring and maybe even generic, but the presentation is just so good. And now, I'm going to talk about the #1 dopamine-inducing effect in this game: the item synergies. They're what make each run feel different, powerful, and sometimes totally broken, in a good way. Each survivor in this game has unique characteristics. For example, Bandit is a short-range damage dealer that always deals crits on backshots. Meanwhile, another character like Engineer is basically very dependent on his sentries for a lot of his DPS potential. With such a variance of playstyles, it's going to be obvious that some items are going to be useless on some characters and can even be a run killer in the worst case scenario. Oh, and let it be known that you can stack items infinitely. Take the Soldier Syringe. One copy of this item grants you 15% attack speed. By itself, it's nothing to be that excited about, but you manage to get 10 of these, then you'll have 150% attack speed. I think you can see where I'm going with this. When you play the game for the first time too, the amount of unexpected shit that happens because you just happen to pick up something that meshes well with another item is such a great moment when you realize what you've actually done. And let me tell you, it's an unspoken rule that if you manage to get so many items that your hardware cannot physically handle it, that means that you've achieved a true Risk of Rain 2 run. Of course, this game would be lame if it was just a simple one and done. Luckily though, Risk of Rain 2 comes with an insane amount of replayability and progression. For starters, you actually don't have every survivor unlocked from the get-go. To unlock these guys, you'll usually just have to play through the game like normal, or do a specific set of challenges ranging from completing 30 stages in one run, or something like grabbing this one specific item from your drop pod at the start of the game, and carrying it till stage 4, where you can use it on a robot to unlock it as a playable character. Tedious, but it's certainly doable. That's not all for the survivors though, because a lot of these survivors have alternate abilities that they can sub in for their usual ones for a different style of play. For example, Engineer can turn his stationary turrets into mobile ones with laser beams, or Multi, who can unlock a different variety of tools to mix and match for dual loadouts. These different abilities can make it possible for old items that used to be really bad or meh for a character, turn into items with good synergy instead. Next is looping. So usually in a run there are a total of 6 stages. Stages 1 through 5 are going to be where you gather pretty much all of your items, and upon reaching the teleporter at stage 5, you'll be transported to the final stage where you'll face off against the final boss. But you'll notice this final teleporter is a bit different compared to all the previous ones, and so if you interact with it, you'll be able to actually realign the teleporter back down towards the planet. What does this mean exactly? Well, you start back at stage 1 with all your items. This means you can go through 5 stages again to get even more absurdly overpowered for the final boss. And yes, you can do this looping thing as many times as you want. There are also a lot of secrets littered throughout the game as well. Take this second stage, Abandoned Aqueduct. If you look around, there are these pressure plates that have a chance to spawn in random locations. If you're able to push one of these pots onto one plate and stay on the other, you'll be able to open a secret passageway and be rewarded with 2 guaranteed elemental bands. There are also secret codes, different portals, and more hidden areas, but I think it's best if I leave it to you to discover these things for yourself. But after all that, the biggest and my most favorite grind in the game has to be the Eclipse mode. This mode forces you to play on the highest difficulty and kill the final boss to escape the planet. Pretty standard stuff. Catch though is that every time you beat it as a character, say, Commando, the next time you play Eclipse on that character, a new modifier is added to increase the challenge permanently. It goes up to 8 times, and well, it has no reward other than satisfaction for completion. But honestly, that's all you really need. I personally feel that once you've gotten every unlockable, Eclipse runs are the best way to experience the game because 1, the runs become noticeably more challenging, and 2, the challenge really brings out the best of what the game has to offer. Plus, with all the survivors at your disposal, you're going to be doing runs for quite a while. Trust me. And yeah, that's basically Risk of Rain 2. It's a simple game, so we got a short video, but it has easily gotten a spot in my top 10 list because it's really that good. But before we go, I want to show off another quality of this game that I really like: the music.